Hello ladies and gents, it's the Beanie 101 here with some more NHL 15 Be a GM modes. We are taking control of the Detroit Redwings, and so far we have had a very up and down season. So I'm not particularly happy with the way that my team is playing outside of our first line. Datsyuk, Zetterberg, they're playing well, along with Nyquist. Everybody else is pretty much underperforming. So I'm going to trade away some of our aging stars. You can see that Detroit have a number of players that are pushing 35 plus. So first on our list to get rid of is Johan Franzen. Now, he's earning just under 4 million a year for the next 3 years. So I am hoping that there are a couple of players that I can maybe trade for. And I've got my eye on a few of the Washington Capitals. Now, Tom Wilson is somebody who is pretty much like for like, going to be similar to Johan Franzen when he gets a little bit older and develops a little bit more. 81 overall at the moment. He's got good size. He's a power forward. He's only 20 years old. So I'm thinking I might go for Tom Wilson. Now, Burakovsky is someone else who is an interesting player. He's not quite as good overall. But you can see that looking at his puck skills and his shooting, maybe. However, Kuznetsov is also a great player. He's a little bit older than both Wilson and Burakovsky, but I think I am going to try and go for Tom Wilson. I want to replace size with size. You can see that I'm going to be saving quite a bit in terms of cap hits, and the trade straight up isn't going to work. So I'm going to have to add a few more pieces to this trade to try and get it to go through. So let's have a look at our draft picks. Maybe I can get rid of this. Let's try 4th round pick to start with and see if that goes through. Nope. So if I can't get it for a 4th, maybe we get rid of this New Jersey Devils 3rd. It's got a bit better trade value. So Franzen and a 3rd for Tom Wilson, that is accepted. Great. So we've got younger, we've saved ourselves a bit of cap, and that is good. So next up, and this is going to be a little bit controversial, Datsyuk. He's been brilliant as our first line centre, but we do need to get younger. And I want to get younger and more exciting. And I've had a look at a few teams, and I want to show you Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau. Now, look at these puck skills. Deking 94, hand-eye 94, puck control 94, passing 90. He's got some elite skills, and his wrist shot as well. 87 with accuracy and power. He's got good offensive awareness. He's all about the offense. He's not going to be as defensively sound as Pavel Datsyuk, definitely not, but Gaudreau has some elite offensive skills. He's like a young Patrick Kane, so Gaudreau is someone I want to go for. And the question then is, do I want to go for someone really young like Sam Bennett, who could develop into a pretty complete playmaker? It's an option. It is an option. However, I don't want a complete rebuild, so I think I want to go for someone like Sean Monahan, who is much more developed, right? He's only 20 years old, but he's 85 overall. He's got good size. He's got good skills across the board. He's a two-way forward. This, to me, Datsyuk for Gaudreau and Monahan is a decent trade. I don't think it's going to go through flat out, which is crazy, right? I know Datsyuk is old. Would Calgary trade Datsyuk for the 2 young stars? Maybe not. I think I'm going to have to add something extra. And the question is, what do I add? I think I've got enough defensive cover to be able to chuck a defenseman in here. Now, DeKaiser, maybe? I'm saving myself a lot of cap here. Look how much cap I'm saving. Incredible. The trade's rejected with DeKaiser in it. We've met their block needs. I'm going to need to probably include someone who is a green player, someone who Calgary actually wants, and there's loads of them. Maybe Kyle Quincy? He's got a bit more trade value than DeKaiser. DeKaiser's 24, Quincy's 29. Well, youth is on our side there. And we have a little bit of a youth movement if a trade like this goes through. No, that's rejected as well. So This is pretty even. I think this is going to be pretty close. I'm going to have to add another little piece to it, I think. Is there a player that does not have much trade value that I can get rid of? Maybe, I don't know how to pronounce this, Nastuziak? Let's try that. Is that going to go through? This is 3 players for Gaudreau and Monahan. Or maybe Helm. See, that's a lot to give up. I don't really want to get rid of Darren Helm. Look at his good skating skills, good defensive skills. This is the epitome of a third-line center, right? This guy's got speed. He's got defensive skills. He can score just about. His offensive skills aren't great. He's, what, 83s, 84s overall on the offensive side of the puck. But defensively, he's great. I really don't want to get rid of him. Maybe I chuck a draft pick in here. I don't know. Let's see what picks I've got. My third is worth next to nothing. So I might have to give away more than a third. They want a third, though, for this year's draft. Let's see if that goes through. It does. It goes through. Brilliant. Okay, so here is a look at our lines now that we've got rid of Datsuk and Franson. We are much, much younger. We've got, well, if I search for best lines, it says that Henrique is going to be our first line forward. I'm not entirely sure about that. I think I might want Monahan to be our top line forward. But Gaudreau on our first line definitely deserves a place on our first line with the offensive skills that he's got. We've got Nyquist, Monahan and Hagelin. That is a really solid second line. Really solid second line. Then we have Abdelkader, Helm and Cole on the third line. Cleary, Sheehan and Wilson. Sheehan is an up-and-coming player. I would think that in years to come, he is going to overtake Helm. Might overtake Henrique. Henrique is one of those players that I'm really not sure about. I know we traded for him earlier on in the season, but I'm really not sure that he's cutting the mustard. Willing to give him a little bit more time. And we'll see. Tom Wilson, unsure whether to put him on the third or fourth line. I think I'm going to stick him on the fourth for the time being. But Gaudreau, with the skills that he has, definitely deserves his place on the top line. I think he's going to flourish with a player like Zetterberg playing on the same line as him. I think that's plenty of offensive talent. Now, on defense, we've obviously got rid of Quincy. So what that means is, well, players like Smith, De Keyser and Franson are going to play an increased role on the team. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to change my trade block up a little bit. There's one more player that I'm going to stick on there. And yes, it's Zetterberg. The reason for that is he's 34. Yes, he's 92 overall and he's elite. I don't want to decimate my defense too much, which is why Cronwall's not going on there as well. But I think that Zetterberg still has a huge amount of trade value. And what I'm looking to do is maybe get a little bit younger. We have a good core. We have a good young core, but I do want to get younger. So John Erskine's on waivers, so I'm going to decline that. And then we're going to sim to our next game. And I think looking at our schedule, there is one team that sticks out like a sore thumb in terms of a game that I want to have a look at, and that is the game against the Chicago Blackhawks. We pick up a 2-0 win against Pittsburgh. We shut out Sidney Crosby. That is great news. We now move to Winnipeg. Shootout loss against Winnipeg, which is disappointing. Our scouts are done with their latest scouting assignment, so we have to move them on and get them to scout another region. And the question is, where do I want them to go? I don't think that we have scouted the queue that much, so let's scout forwards in the queue and carry on our sim. We beat Montreal 4-2, and now we are going to move on to play the Stanley Cup champions. We're going to be playing Chicago. And I'm looking forward to this. They're a very complete team. They're 34-19-4, and our Red Wings are 24-21 and 9, was it? Or 4? Well, we shall see. But we've made some changes. We have got a completely different look to our first line. We've got a new first line centre in Adam Henrique. But we've got some skill there with Johnny Hockey. Duncan Keith is someone we've got to be wary of. Let's have a look at Corey Crawford's record. He's got a great save percentage, 919 as a save percentage. That's pretty good. And then record 22, 14 and 0 is not great, especially when he's got 5 shutouts. He's been pretty average. However, Jimmy Howard has been nothing but disappointing for the Detroit Red Wings so far. 3.2 goals against, under 900. Very, very disappointing. We're going to take a look at the game in the first period, and we can see that the puck goes back to the point, and we get a slap shot. It's aimed low, and it goes straight through Corey Crawford's legs. Luke Glendening with the goal. Zidlicky and Cleary with the assists. Oh, I didn't see that first time round, but Glendening bats it out of the air. Look at this rebound. And look at the guy with the hand-eye, batting it in. Corey Crawford has absolutely no chance with that. So, we're playing the Stanley Cup champions, and we are 1-0 up 12 minutes into the first period. From the resulting face-off, Chicago take the puck. They've got Brendan Saad on the puck. What are they going to do with it? It goes to Versteeg. It goes to Hermansson. Versteeg, and straight off the resulting face-off, the lead did not last very long. It looked like Brad Richards that got that goal. We're going to take another look at it. But Jimmy Howard again does not make the save when the game hangs on it. Really good pass to Brad Richards. Not really sure what Howard's doing there. It looks like he has the position. Doesn't quite get across for the save. He's not completely out of position there. That is a disappointing attempt from Jimmy Howard. And that is how the first period ended. We've got a tied game. It's 1-1. The lead for our Detroit Red Wings did not last very long at all. We're going to take a look at the highlights. We can see another great shot. Another good look at the goal. Crowd go crazy. Plenty of shots on Corey Crawford in that first period. But Jimmy Howard can't quite keep the lead. So here we are. We're in the second period. We're 5 minutes deep, and we're on the power play. We lose the face-off, and Chicago managed to clear their lines. So we're going to go and retrieve the puck. We try and play it up, but we give it away. Puck gets dumped in again. So here we go. Zidlicky manages to kick the puck out right into the middle of the ice. And short-handed, we give up the goal. Marian Hossa is not going to look a gift horse in the mouth in this particular situation. He gets the puck in an absolutely prime goal-scoring situation. And Jimmy Howard, not really going to complain about how Jimmy Howard's done there. It's a defensive breakdown, a really, really bad defensive error by Zidlicky there. And Hossa pounces and makes the most of it. So even though the Detroit Red Wings have been dominating, we're 2-1 down. Here are the highlights of the second period. There was no more crazy action in that second, so we're still 2-1 down. You can see shots and shots and shots from the Red Wings there, but Chicago do still have the lead. We're going to take a look at the end of period stats. 22 shots to 9. We've got almost double the time on attack. So we're dominating. We're absolutely dominating. But Corey Crawford is coming up big, where Jimmy Howard is failing miserably. So can we make a difference in the third period? We've got Adam Henrique on the resulting face-off. He plays it to Eriksson, who gives it to Gaudreau. Zetterberg plays it to Gaudreau, and as a new player to the team, Johnny Hockey, he's Johnny on the spot, and he manages to sweep the puck home past Corey Crawford. You can see the great pass here by Zetterberg. He turns his back on the play, but still manages to get the puck across to Johnny Gaudreau. Look at the pass. Look at the pass. Duncan Keith is left disappointed that he didn't manage to intercept that. And the diminutive Johnny Gaudreau manages to get what looks like his first goal as a Detroit Red Wing. So we're absolutely delighted. It's the game-tying goal right at the very beginning of the third period. We've got Taves with a shot there and Hossa. Back to Taves. We get the puck back. Hagelin tries to work the puck out of the defensive zone and we take the puck forward. But the pass is intercepted by Sharp. Taves comes away with it behind his own net. He plays it up. And here is Hossa steaming down the ice. He stops, he turns his back, and Chalmerson gets the puck at the point, and he absolutely claps it. So yet again, Detroit, our Red Wings, managed to try and make a game of it. Johnny Hockey gets the goal, but Chicago don't take long to regain the lead and to answer. Wow, what a slap shot. The bottle goes flying off the roof of the net and Jimmy Howard can do nothing but shake his head in shame. And we're now very, very late in the third period. We have 2 minutes left and we're trying to get that equalising goal. There's a block. Cronwall plays the puck down. And Chicago managed to retrieve it after the shot there. Plenty of space. The puck goes to Shaw. The shot comes in. Shaw manages to follow up on the rebound. And there's now a 2-goal lead for Chicago with just 48 seconds left. So I don't know what we're going to do. I'm beginning to get just a little bit frustrated with Jimmy Howard here. We seem to be playing fairly decently in games. This game we had a lot of time on attack. We had a lot of shots on goal. But Jimmy Howard just cannot keep the puck out of his net. And I know we're playing the Chicago Blackhawks. I know they can soak up plenty of pressure and capitalise on any errors that we make. But you've got to be disappointed. So starting to lose faith in Jimmy Howard. We've got Mrazek, who we could potentially make use of. And so the question is, do we blow it up completely? Do we trade Jimmy Howard? Do we trade Zetterberg? Do we just completely start from scratch? Try and pick up a few draft picks and see what happens? Because let's face it, Howard is not getting it done for us. And when your goalie's not getting it done, your defense is going to be sketchy. Look at that. 10 more shots, twice the time on attack. But Corey Crawford comes out of the game with a smile on his face. I'm going to take a look at Jimmy Howard's stats. I want to see how well he did. 75% save percentage. Now, I think we can all agree that is just nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. So we're 3-2-1 so far this month. Next up is Dallas. Let's hope we can get back on track with a win. Yes, we do. 6-0. That is more like it. A 6-0 win. We lose 8-1. Jesus, we follow up a 6-0 win with an 8-1 loss. And then an overtime loss against LA. We beat the San Jose Sharks, which gives us a 4-3-2 record. We've got Nashville to finish the month. Oh, and we didn't quite see how that game ended. So we're going to go jump back to February. Another shootout loss. So we're 4-3-3 for the month of February. So still really inconsistent. We gave up a lot of goals as well. 4 to Chicago, 8 to Anaheim, 4 to LA, 3 to San Jose, 4 to Nashville. I don't know whether Jimmy Howard is getting it done. Let me know in the comments who you think we should trade for. Is there a goalie that you would like to see in a Detroit Red Wings jersey? Thanks ever so much for watching. I've been the Beanie 101. You've been watching some NHL 15 Be a GM mode. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. You'll get all my content first. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you again next time.